It's time for the Nationals games with the GOAT for free. It's Rambo and Nick.
Technically it's Rambo and Alex, but thanks to Matt Gibb for that jingle. Hi Alex.
Hi Rambo, we're back. The jingle has been played. We're ready. It's playoffs time. The final playoffs game, the end of the cup competition for this year for non-checking tier 1. Rambo's just getting some technical stuff sorted, but the end of the non-checking competition. This is the Glasgow Stags A versus the Oxford Vikings A. Yep. Both teams running riot in their respective divisions.
Yeah, it's certainly the Stags, I think, was something, we can see that in the cup. You can bring that up.
Yeah, we're just going to do a quick stat check.
Yeah, you're in the wrong division.
I am in the wrong division, but we'll get there.
He's opening it all in new tabs and stuff. This guy's got it going on. That's why he's a future Cambridge guy.
This is terrible.
Plus 97 with the Stags.
Matthew Preston, 40 points in 8 games played at a 5 points per game pace, matched by Jonathan Sisokin, who I believe is here today for Oxford. 22 points in 3 games played. And there he is indeed, stepping out onto the ice is number 28, Johnny Sisokin.
Let's see that Oxford roster.
We'll
as you say,
bring that up.
Sisokin.
So,
Vians is playing, sorry, I wasn't sure.
A lot of familiar faces.
Ulick. Oh, Verboom's the captain this weekend, not Ulick.
Nope, so it's a co-captaincy, alternating.
Is there anyone that's not a captain in Oxford? Because you seem to have C's on a lot of jerseys.
I think
like
we have...
I mean, does anyone... You realise your goalie can't be a captain, right?
We have learned this now.
I mean, it's been a rule for a long time.
It has.
And you guys have been around the longest, we know this.
That doesn't necessarily mean we get it right the most.
I think there's only one goaltender in each team, so that makes my life a bit easier.
It does. Kim Slesser, having iced pretty much all weekend last week, both as a skater for the Women's Blues and as the goalie for the Vikes A in their tournament, backing up the Men's Blues in this weekend's tournament and playing her own playoff game here for the Vikes A. Craig Orr, of course, being the lone goaltender for the Stags A, both over the season and this checking tournament, which I think it's fair to say, Rambo, they've put in a very solid performance thus far.
Sorry, I meant to do this when you said Orr's name. Friend.
Rambo has correctly identified that I am friends with Craig. So I have loyalties on both sides, which means you can...
No, Max has joined.
Oh, no. Got Springer in the gorilla position. Yeah. I can't hear him in my ear. This is actually great. Oh, no, there we go.
Don't. it's the answer to that. So the teams, 2 of the players are keen enough to line up. Caddison, who's number 15, I'm going to say that is Sky Park, right?
Yeah, that is indeed Sky Park. They've had some shenanigans with the jersey set up here, but Oxford wearing the crisp new white away jerseys that I personally ordered for the club, with the club account, so it's not that personal.
Because of course we all know that the Oxford regular jerseys don't clash with white either.
No, exactly. They're so non-colourful and clash-proof.
It looks like Slesser's got the only one that's got her own one. Is that?
So I think this has perhaps been a captaincy decision to have everyone looking a little bit more cohesive.
So no numbers?
No names.
No names, I'm not.
Club away.
Did they not think about the live
It's
stream?
all right, I know these ones. I can cover the names for you.
Yeah, it's just the numbers on here that are the problem, right?
Yeah. We'll manage. Well, here we go. Jack Haynes versus...
And you were off.
Matthew Preston.
I pressed the clock. Is everyone pleased?
You've done phenomenally well there. And we are running stop clock for the duration of this game, I believe.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing a bit more colour in this game because I'm going to try and make sure I get everything right. So.
Excellent.
And, well, I'm also colourful, as we discovered earlier on.
Naturally.
Shot for... Oh, Caddy.
With the first shot, but Slesser with the pad save and rebound taken away. Johnny Sisokin looking for the stretch pass up the line. Just need to make sure I've got that right, but that is John Angus McCauley wearing number 29 there for Oxford. Opposite Captain Caddis, his opposite number on the Stags. Matthew Preston, again, one we mentioned earlier with regard to the stats, fiending for the stats in non-check 1 North. So we'll be looking for him to make a bit of an impact, but so far, Stags with a little bit more possession time and a couple of chances. That one goes clean through round the back. Looks like Caddis trying to fish that one out, as I believe that's Ulick in number 13, the alternate captain for today, or one of the two alternates. But here's the primary captain, Ben Verboom, streaking up centre ice, taking it very wide, giving his team some time to change. And they have managed to get a full line change. I think there may have been a little bit of a collateral collision there between Matthew Burns and Harvey Wilson. But Stags able to disrupt that possession without too much problem. Bendel looking for the centering pass. Shot goes off.
Oh, that's stuck to her.
Held by the knee block there of Kim Slesser. Some more brief technical difficulties, but we are getting it worked out as Oxford look to clear the zone. Glasgow with a little bit more possession time. So far, perhaps getting slightly better of the trades in terms of opportunities on net, but
yeah, it's currently 3-zip in shot count.
Oxford having some possession, but not really able to convert just yet. That's Sean Harrington there, looking to work the forecheck, and now Sam Crane wearing number 18. Sam Crane, long-time stalwart for the Oxford Blues, playing with the Vikings this season, but looking to be a difference maker as one of the kind of veteran presences on the team. Is now Lewis Phillips, who was here 2 weekends ago for the Vikings B in their nationals, stepping up for his regular season team, the Vikes A. And that's the Stags breaking free of the zone. I believe that's Sanino working 1-on-3, 1-on-2. Try and get some breathing room here. And now Stags with an opportunity. Emma Walker-Silverman, though, the ginger streak.
You just said it.
You just said it. Walker-Silverman is her name, Rambo, not Walkerman-Silver.
You did say Walkerman-Silver.
I did not.
You did.
This is gaslighting. Lewis Phillips now streaking up the board. Eunice McKell.
You know what it is? You don't care what her name is because you're moving to Cambridge.
A brief bit of commentary banter there, distracting me from my job as Oxford just slightly lose track of that puck. Sisokin able to flick it back in, keep the zone. There's now Haynes in on the forecheck, but slowly enough. Macaulay able to pick up an errant puck in the front.
Bump.
That was an accidental bump held in there by Alexis Boucher. Sanino now breaking free, but Ulick able to come across, cover that off pretty nicely. Feeds it up to Sisokin. Sisokin looking to work. Sisokin fires one, but not going to trouble Craigor, going off the far side and wide. Sisokin again cutting back for that centering feed there from Jack Haynes. As Ulick again keeps this puck alive. Oxford with a much more convincing possession this time around. Haynes with some space and time, looking to feed Sisokin down low. A little bit ambitious on the feed there. Slightly ahead of the player, but Sanino now looking to come back the other way. 1 versus 3, stopped up by the stalwart defensive presence of Ulick, who now, taking the AWOL command, is going to be streaking in solo to try and buy some time for his team to get a 4-man line change. And now Caddis, Captain Caddis coming back the other way. Sky Park taking a swipe with the stick.
He's done enough to just slow him down there.
Yeah, enough time. Now 2-on-2 opportunity here. Captain Verboom.
Did he have like 400 goals this year or something,
Sky Park? He had several. I'm not sure how many assists he got, and I'm sure there was probably some bickering in the changing rooms afterwards about missed stats. But
don't Google them, because otherwise it will come up with great deals on your parking when you get to the airport.
Have you found that one out the hard way? Some pre-game research.
We're starting a whole debate as to whether goalies can be captains. The answer is no, because they can't ask the ref anything in their D.
They're not allowed to talk, because they can't cross the red line, so they can't.
Yeah, they can't cross the blue line when they're during stop and play, unless they're changing. Save again from Slesser.
Is that 2 for her that she's had?
4.
Four.
Four on her, 2 on the Stags.
Emma Vians now. Emma Vians, one of the women's Blues players that doubles up dual duty for the Vikes A. Very strong presence in both tournaments last weekend, from what I recall. As Caddis is dispossessed by Lewis Phillips, but
I think she may have made the All-Star team in both.
I believe she did. I think it was one of the defensive spots.
Yeah, I thought she played D.
I think she
played D at points.
So, may have been flexible. Someone takes a tumble. I think that's Sean Harrington's fallen over. Kim Slesser isn't able to get across, and that's Ebdi, one of the call-ups, I think, for...
He's not really a call-up.
Well, not playing with the main checking roster in this tournament, but that number 14, Oliver Ebdi, coming in just for the playoff game unassisted, is able to draw first blood.
Leave it, Maxie. You've not good in, I'll do it.
I think we have the Oxford men's blues just sat under our commentary booth here, giving some support for the BUIHA here.
That was a good finish from the artist formerly known as Arash. Did you forget? Oh, you didn't watch the live stream last week, did you?
No. Well, I was watching bits of it.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Oliver played all year with the A team. Decided.
Oh, harsh offside, but
Decided. I think
fair.
he's had some concussion issues in the past and decided
that's
not to
sensible.
play
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
checking weekend.
I think that's
and let's be
sensible.
honest, concussion is for real. So. Abby loves unappointed.
That's not as dirty as you think it is.
No. It's nothing to do with it being dirty. I was just sort of reading it, and then I realised that there was a whole thing about the goalies being captains, and then they could be appointed. And
Big stop from Slesser there. Turns away. Eunice McCall, one of the standout players so far for the Stags across the tournament. I mean, incredible playmaking ability.
Former international all-star.
Former international all-star. So some serious pedigree there. No change available for Boucher as Oxford iced the puck.
Were you aware that Sam Crane played against his dad last year in nationals?
I didn't realise
his dad played for Birmingham.
I knew they used to play though. I didn't realise they played against each other so recently.
They played last year's nationals back when Craner was on the B team, the Blues.
His dad was his dad or possibly his brother was in the comment section. But now Sky Park with the breakaway, getting hooked a little bit. I think there's a penalty call
there's a penalty
there.
from the ref. Yeah,
that's
there's a good call from the ref. Let the play go on.
That is the right call. Some pretty egregious hooking from what looks like, is that 66? Is that Zimmerman? I can't quite see from here.
No, it's Johnny Staggs, number 82.
Is it Johnny Staggs?
Yeah.
It is Johnny Staggs, the man, the myth, the legend, who will be taking a quick trip to the box. And the penalties in this round are going to count for a fair bit more than in the tournament games. No running clock, so they will actually get 2 minutes of power
82
play.
tripping max. Sorry, I meant to press that.
That's all good. So Oxford now on the power play.
I just got the rash in the comments because that's his nickname because he's all over everybody.
This doesn't look like the same. I believe that is Dave Crane actually in the chat now. Some changes, some key members missing. Matthew Burns fires an absolute howitzer of a slap shot into the waiting.
When it comes to Oxford, just be glad they made the playoff game. I would say
that was a low blow, but I'll accept it. Eunice McCall with some time on his hands. Johnny Sisokin going into pressure on the forecheck.
Now, Johnny Sisokin, I realised last week he took a game to warm up, so maybe he's going to be a second period guy.
Well, I mean, this is. I believe I was saying this somewhere earlier on the broadcast this morning. This is a very classically Oxford habit of taking the first 10 minutes of any sporting engagement to realise that they're actually on the field of play. So
which in the sprinting is not good for them.
No, and we already discussed the boat race issues.
Yeah.
But if they can come out swinging, I mean, their game plan was to come out swinging in the first 10 minutes. Whether or not that's successfully happened, I'm not sure that we're there yet. But Boucher fires one wide. And up to Sam Crane now to pick that up along the half boards. Working with Vians, somewhat tripping over each other a little bit, but Boucher keeps it in.
There.
I reckon that was fair game.
Well, of course you do.
Well, ref called it, so now finally Oxford will be asked to retreat out from the offensive zone. Caddis putting in an effort to get some space, get some breathing room, allow the Stags to get some fresh legs on the ice.
The Stags, I have to tip my hat to them. That hook penalty was fair enough. That's actually a good penalty to take. But
I very much agree.
They've not come in after playing checking all morning and decided to start trying to throw their weight around. They've actually been very disciplined.
Yeah.
In the early going here.
I mean, we did also see them in some of those checking games get a little bit undisciplined, get a bit chippy. So if they can keep a cool head and not fall foul of some of those kind of maybe cheap penalties really that they don't want to be picking up, then
Sanino might want to pick up the stick, unless we're going to have another stick.
Stick controversy that was just floating for about 5 minutes of play.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a fun time.
Matthew Preston now steaming through centre ice. Has gone around one or two, goes round a third, has the shot angle. Oh, rung off the far post. Slesser didn't quite have the read on that as the hand goes up for the offside. Now Walker Silverman, just a gentle tip ahead to Lewis Phillips, trying to find Nick Chang in the centre. Does manage to fight off the oncoming takers, and Craig Orr very nicely controlled there, not giving away any easy rebounds.
Shot's currently 6-all. I'm just telling for your update.
So pretty level, all things considered. Glasgow obviously having taken first blood, having struck first, as referee Charlotte Cramp just giving Glasgow a warning there to set up properly, I think, on the face-off. But puck coming all the way down. Harvey Wilson looking to find Burns on the far side by the looks of it, and that is exactly what happens. Burns, a very casual skate deflection up to the centre, but is not going to come back to bite them just yet. This now looks like Bendel sprung loose along the near boards, has the chance for a shot, but one too many stick handles, if you ask me there, Rambo. Just a little bit too slow to get the shot away.
That seems to be, it's a problem that drives me nuts. And I think it's because I have no flair. And so I never had the problem of overhandling the puck.
I mean, that is a ropey change there from Nick Chang, right with the puck on that set of boards next to the bench, but it has just about worked out.
Yeah, the overhandling the puck, I think, is quite a,
close contest.
It actually can sometimes be at the higher levels too.
I think we saw it most in weekend one, where one or two star players on each team were just taking an extra second more than necessary, and then by that point they'd given the defense enough time to recoup and dispossess them of the opportunity. Harvey Wilson feeding out to John Angus McCauley, who's looking up for Johnny Sisokin. Johnny Sisokin now on the breakaway, looking to find the short angle.
Saved by Orr.
Oh, it's bounced all the way out. Orr, not quite sure where that one went.
Had a clue where that went.
He did get a good shoulder on it. But again, I mean, if those are the chances that the Stags are going to give away, you've got to figure that one of them's going to drop at some stage. That is an unfortunate turnover from 29 to 29. McCauley to Caddis. But Jack Haynes fighting hard, hustling hard. Very much stepped up to the plate this year in terms of increased tempo, just grinding away for the team.
The Stags will be looking to slow this game down.
I think so. They're in no rush here. We're playing stop clock. We have another 40-odd minutes to go, 50 minutes.
They'll just want to take time off the clock, and
they will. Aitken just firing it into the corner, unable to get the shot away. Caddis found down low. Now bouncing to Johnny Staggs up high. Reece Dixon is who Johnny Staggs is for any of the viewers that weren't there for this morning's stream.
Yeah, he's Johnny Staggs because it says Staggs on the back of his jersey, and you figure Johnny sounds cool.
We've got a couple too many Johnny Hockeys on the ice at the moment. Ben Verboom almost able to get his own rebound there. Does fall to his knees, but Sam Crane.
Too casual there. Sam Crane has got the reach of a crane, hasn't he?
Fighting back to keep that onside. Ben Verboom working down low, alone, looking to feed the slot, but no one there. Matthew Preston now for the Glasgow Stags has had a couple of these breakaways. I mean, not going too fast, but still leisurely pace for him, but more than beating out some of the back checking there from the Oxford defence. As they now look to regroup. There's the cross-ice pass from Ulick to Park. Park looking to find the touch into the middle, but again, Oxford haven't quite coordinated this offense, although Park able to steal away the puck there. Good stick lift and a pretty physical play there. Park shaking his hand as Eunice McKell works to pin him to the boards.
That was a little bit more physical than perhaps.
I think that's more what you'd expect from the checking tournament. Vien's looking to find the backhand, but great stick lifts tying up in the centre. Sanino and I'm not quite sure. I believe that's Zimmerman, who we haven't.
Rasty didn't play this morning.
No.
And why am I doing this? Why am I encouraging him? He's got his nickname on the back of his jersey, and I don't like it.
Shot fired from Middleton, but blocked away and pretty much back in the Glasgow zone. So far,
wouldn't happen under my watch, by the way.
Pretty happy start for Glasgow, as now working in is Sanino, but Kim Slesser sees that one off without too much of an issue. What are we looking like on the shots here, Rambo?
7 each.
7 each. So again, still pretty even either side. Has Oxford neglected to put a centre on the ice?
They have. That's a warning. From, if they jump here on the PK, very rarely do the linesman or anyone notice the jump if they do a second time, but it does happen.
Gentle shot turned away there by the stick of Slesser, and Sisokin bouncing the puck off the boards to Jack Haynes. Jack Haynes looking to find John Angus Macaulay in the midsection of the ice there, the neutral zone, but a little bit slow.
Went a little bit wrestling commentary there, didn't it, with the midsection. Good old JR commentary, ladies and gentlemen.
Bendel a mile offside there. Spencer fires after the whistle. I'm not sure that the Vikes going to feel too favourably about that.
I'm going to be honest here. I think if he hadn't have looked so guilty, he might have got away with that. It was definitely offside, but it was close enough that they might have missed it if he hadn't looked so guilty.
I reckon if we had our beloved chairman, Mr. Miller, on hand for that, that would have been an automatic 10-minute misconduct from the conversations we've been having with him about shots after the whistle.
I'm not a fan of shots after the whistle.
No, I mean, Sam Crane very much was not last weekend after the...
that wasn't him.
No, but he took exception to the shot after the whistle in the final game of the non-checking Tier 1 tournament and was promptly asked to leave the ice. So here is that man again, Sam Crane, working down low, gets the spin around away from, I believe that's Eunice McCall. It is. McCall now trying to clear Park out of the net front. Sam Crane looking for the wrap, but Craig Orr is wise to that strategy. I think that's Ben Verboom not quite able to get to that kind of slightly trash rebound out in front in time. Stags quite happy to take some time in their own end.
Anything that they've got not a lot of pressure on. If Oxford forecheck hard, then they'll force them to play the puck quicker, which will tire them out.
I mean, I'm just looking at the bench size as well. It is pretty even. It's not, you know.
I would say that Oxford have a bigger bench, and there's a too many penalty coming to Oxford.
Oh no, that is a very sloppy and very avoidable error. I think we seen one, maybe two this weekend so far in the checking. I think I talked to. It was actually on the Stags, funnily enough. I spoke to too many on the bench minor. I spoke to Craig Orr about it after the fact. He was not particularly happy because he thinks it's just a very, very avoidable penalty, and most people playing at this level, it's just not something you should ever be falling foul of.
I mean, that one was one of these weird ones where you're changing and the puck just comes towards you and you not resist the urge to leave it.
Yeah. Caddis going to work against Ulick, but that is going to go all the way back down the length of the ice. Again, these power plays, unlike the ones from this morning, these power plays and penalty kills will go for the full 2 minutes with the stop clock. So it's very much Oxford's game hunt to waste as much time as possible. That shot goes high. Emma Walker-Silverman caught up high, went down.
You did it right this time.
I think that was from Johnny Staggs. Oh no, not Johnny Staggs. That was someone else. Sammy Cowan. But Emma Walker-Silverman dusting herself off, getting back up again.
Is Kimberly Slessor's top specially made? Because it looks completely different from everyone else.
It's the tour jersey, so I'm not quite sure what that whistle was for.
That was a warning on the Stags for jumping. Yeah, I think Neil Aitken came in the circle early.
Ref just giving the teams a bit of a warning there. No, Kim's jersey is the tour jersey, kind of souvenir version, which is not a requirement. I think that's a delay of game penalty. That should be a delay of game. It is. The ref's got the right call there. Ulick not intentionally trying to get it, but he himself a referee, he does know that is the violation he's committed. It
is a penalty I kind of hate, but you've got to take it. It happens. That's
unfortunately part of the game. So love it or hate it, it's there to stay. So Oxford now 5-on-3.
That was an awful puck drop. I'm not one to criticise, but that went between her feet. That's why she got bumped there. Hope she's okay. It's one she'd want back, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Charlotte Cramp, very good official.
But no, speaking of the tour jerseys, several tour trips have run in previous years. There's the kind of joint Switzerland winter camp that the men's Blues do at the same time as the Cambridge men's Blues. As I'm sure you well know the existing links to Switzerland, Rambo, with your trip to the 2018 Varsity in St. Moritz, if we haven't already mentioned it enough this weekend.
I've hardly mentioned it, I have to say.
There was also a recent trip they did, a Euro tour, and have done previously, pre-COVID, to various cities, Prague, Bratislava, in Central
he's tipped
Europe.
it away from him. So Bratislava where's Bratislava again?
Oh God, don't crucify me, but I believe it's Slovakia. I'm not a geography student, so the mileage may
Try
vary.
to stuff it. Second.
Slessor's got it in the glove. The writers are giving us a good game, 3-5 penalty kill. That's right, the script did call for this. We wouldn't wish to spoil it any further.
Did you guys, being obviously like in some Shakespearean project way, write up a script for this game? Because I can imagine that you would.
That was actually what they spent the bus journey doing. It was just, we had a secret text chat with the Stags captaincy to figure out how we could milk it for maximum entertainment value. Then it's obviously a coin flip to see who wins.
Yeah. And then one of you get banned for life for point shaving.
Is there a match-fixing penalty in the BUIHA rules of competition?
Well, I don't think anyone would care enough to do it. But, so I can't see what money you would make from it, but...
Stags now still working this power play unit. Great diving block there from Captain Vaboom. I'm not sure if he's a little bit ginger somewhere. I think he's maybe caught him up in an arm. But
oh no!
Work.
Oh my!
Have we got a replay on that?
Yeah, might do. Might be a little late.
That's all right. Now both.
I had my finger on the stop because I thought it was going to be covered.
That's all right.
To make sure I didn't lose any time, I didn't have my finger on the.
Both penalties now successfully killed for Oxford. Glasgow not really able to maintain any kind of workable advantage there as a result of those. And now the line changes.
From the Stags' point of view, though, that's almost over 2 minutes. They've just killed off the game, and Oxford have went nowhere near the goal.
Other than that last, I'm not sure what just happened there.
Well, to be fair, Craig Orr just didn't play it quick enough. It was like he knew what he wanted to do, but the brain didn't quite engage the hands to do it.
That's always kind of the
that's a penalty.
Down again.
That's most definitely. Let's see if we got that last chance as well.
I think that's a cross-checking.
I just missed it. Sorry.
Very ginger getting up, so I think she's taken a couple of big blows already. Having not a great time of it against the Stags team who, playing all day in the physical competition.
And I don't mean this in any disrespectful way. I'm pretty sure she's very ginger most of the time.
There is some honesty to that claim. She is ginger most of the time, but even more so following some of these.
Well, that was definitely a penalty. It was 100%
contact.
But also
Soaking rips, but Craig Orr swallows it up without too much difficulty. Okay, all right now. It's all right,
Max loves it at the end.
You don't need to be jealous. We can find you some hockey friends as well, I'm sure. Someday.
Talking about hockey friends for? I'm a hockey god. Okay,
is it lonely at the top?
That was a clean.
Oh, but Sisokin works it in. The first rebound off the pad, chases it in all the way, finds the far post. And finally the Vikings come to life. There's a little bit of hooting and hollering from the bench. 28. The men's blues just below me, loving that, loving the show from Johnny Hockey Sisokin.
You have to feel this has actually been a very good period.
It has. I mean, very evenly matched.
It's 11 all on shots at the moment. So it's not like this period has been one way or the other. So, pretty fair that it's 1-0.
I think so. I mean, I'm interested to see how the teams carry themselves into the second because obviously, that is a big fall there.
I think the Stags,
Zimmerman.
The big thing will be how their lungs hold out.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the case. They've obviously been playing, well, I say all day. They've had 2 or 3 games
technical.
already.
I mean, people would say legs normally, but I said
lungs. Same difference in the end.
Beautiful play, beat the referee.
Beating the referee and 4 of the Oxford defenders and still somehow stopped up. Not quite having the puck support he really needed.
No.
Jack Haynes collecting in the corner. Looking to move on. There's Vaboom, but it's out. I don't think there's any...
do you think we could get Rob up here again and get someone else and he could do the buttons? Because this is really hard.
Where has Rob gone?
He's in the penalty box.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Might need a tactical change. I'm trying to...
When we get
bring it up down there.
When we get the break after the first period, we'll
10
summon him back up.
10 minute in between period break.
So that's not an ice cut, just to confirm. That is just a pause,
10 minutes to let the ice settle. Oh, Vians and
some friendly fire there
Sky
between Park and Vians.
Yeah.
And now coming back, Vians not quite fast enough to it, but there she goes. Gets the better of that
I'm not entirely
exchange.
why Joe Smith is saying it's 2 from 24 from 5. it was definitely 28 unassisted.
I would, in the wise words of Phil Fox from earlier, take that with a spadeful of salt.
Do you even have a number 2?
Yeah, Nick Chang.
Right.
I think he's trying to, from my understanding, this is him trying to score maximum numbers of points for the players that went for the Vikes B weekend.
Was Chang in the B team? I thought he was an A teamer.
In the season, but there was dispensation granted for B team appearance. Stags gain the zone, but haven't really been too concerned with much offensive action. That is not going to bounce to Orr's general direction, but Lewis Phillips winning the foot race, trying to feed Chang there. So
Mikhail reacted just in the nick of time there.
Yeah, just about, but those are the 2 and the 5 that Joe Smith is talking about. Trying to bounce out is Mikhail. Slap shot from Sam Crane, just a foot wide to the right-hand side of the net there. And now, with speed, Mikhail setting up Caddis. Caddis gets the touch on, so no icing, but Matthew Burns, who made a super sub appearance for the men's Blues in the Oxbridge varsity, able to tidy that one up, and that is going to seal the deal for the end of the first period. Tied up 1-1. How are we on shots?
Yeah, 11 all.
11 all.
Yeah.
So very, very tie game so far. Nothing really to separate them at this stage.
Let's see if we can sort this situation out so we can get someone else doing the button so we can get replays. Okay.
So I think we're going to take a brief pause while we get some technical gremlins fixed, and then we'll rejoin you for all the action in the second period there.
Okay.
I said, both these things being checking. He's like, well, they don't want to play check. So, do you know why? But I'm sure when they're all out, they've asked us games, they don't say that. Yo.
Would you marry yourself?
Myself? Probably not.
If you were dating someone like you,
No, I'm at hockey. I'm away at hockey too.
then you'd be away at hockey together.
That's true. Like my girlfriend's not into it. What? Yo. 11 all. Yeah, I've got that written down. I'd hate to play hockey with her. Like if my girlfriend played hockey, we'd be terrible together. Because we just shouted. Yeah, we'd like argue all the time on the ice. You are. I don't think we were in a competitive atmosphere because we're both like dead competitive. Oh yeah, I know. Like there'd be no argument with that. I'd still be like.
Oh, maybe I do have a problem.
So we'll be back in momentarily after the period break, and then ice cut after this period.
It's a stop clock, isn't it? Yeah.
This is stop clock. Yeah, that's why I need somebody to do the buttons and the replays.
Off we go again then. Johnny Hockey already looking to make a big impact. Craig Orr going to turn that one away. First shot of the period now. Oxford, I think, pulling ahead for the first time in the shot count.
Yeah.
As they're looking to come out with a bit of a burst of speed here. I think Glasgow did a very good job of slowing down the game towards the back end of that period and just killing time. Unfortunately, Johnny Sisokin had other ideas and was able to slot the equalising goal in. But now Stags are looking a little bit more lively. Matthew Preston streaking down the far wing. Does have Aitken in front. Aitken now just dropping to the corner, cycling with Caddis as well down low. Caddis looking for Preston. No, Kimmy Slesser has that one read like a book.
See, there we go now.
Bethany went to the wrong hotel last night. Oh. Okay, you don't hear about this. So at the end of like when we were getting to what, 10 o'clock or what? We went all the way to the first grade on the middle and I went to the centre.
Yeah, Oxford clear the zone. Oh, that's blocked in front. Dartist. Oh, you can't get a hold of it. Okay, nice pass by Vians. Verboom. Oh, and that's a great stick by Cowan.
Good attempts now going both ways. Both teams realizing they have to up the ante. Kimmy Slesser gets the right pad down on that one, and now Vaboom sprung free, but Johnny Staggs able to hold the line at the red line and slow
I think he
that
should change his
offense.
name by deed poll.
How many deed polls are we going to be signing here?
Well, I think I can let Walker Silverman
We've got
off.
Walker Silverman.
Angus Staggs. We need a more
Angus
Scottish name
Staggs.
than Johnny, apparently.
Vians now with Chang in the centre, looking to try and feed. It's an oblique angled shot there. Chang with some hand-eye coordination to bounce it to Phillips, but Phillips unable to get a handle on it. Staggs now with a chance. Bendel unable to clear it ahead there to Spencer.
I think we'll stick with Johnny Staggs. John's a pretty. It's a pretty.
Yeah, Johnny
John's a
Staggs.
pretty
Nothing wrong with
Glasgow.
Johnny Staggs.
Not Glasgow name, right? Or Scotland name.
Scottish, some might say.
Yeah. Oh, big save.
Matthew
No,
Burns.
Ouija name's just anything inflected, isn't it?
Burns now doing it all alone, looking to find Walker Silverman back on the point. Chips it in. Rister, no slap shot. As Preston looks to backhand that one out, but pins the wall by Walker Silverman.
That's often one of the big sort of things that players do wrong, is slapping always from. Nick, you've jinxed it now.
I didn't hear what Nick said.
He said it's got penalty shots written all over it, so he's jinxed it.
Matthew Preston looking to weave through. Fine, I think that's Zimmerman in 66.
Yeah, that's Ratislav Zimmerman.
Wearing someone else's...
No, it's his jersey, it says Rasty on it.
Okay.
It's a nickname jersey.
Nickname jersey indeed.
Yep. Let's call him Zimmerman, though.
We
Constant
will be calling him
vigilance
Zimmerman,
on the,
I'm going to get confused otherwise. Lewis Phillips looking to clear the zone, but held in by Preston. As now Mikkel circles, looking to find something.
Oh, nice hands.
Dekes out Walker Silverman. I almost did the thing you did.
The Stags are now going to play the Vikings and then the Blues this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, there was some hope from the Vikings that they'd play the Blues first and they'd be softened up a little bit, but no such luck based on the tournament draw. So the Blues don't face the Stags until tomorrow. Waved off, no icing, as Jack Haynes able to win that foot race. Puck bounced out to Captain Caddis in the neutral zone. Has Aitken ahead. Has Aitken ahead on the breakaway. Aitken looks to cut back across.
Save by Slesser.
Slesser doesn't actually know where it is, but she's done enough to make the save. Puck going to come all the way back down.
Just came out and made herself, well, massive,
I
essentially.
mean, speaking of Scottish names, John Angus Macaulay.
That's pretty Scottish.
Got to be pretty up there. Previously played with the St Andrews Typhoons.
Oh, right, okay, one of them. Well, that was a conversation killer right away.
Why? That's just
Like you
previous
said, that was
history.
such pride and vigour. You previously played for the St Andrews Typhoons.
Well, you know.
Like I was going to jump up and down about that one.
Okay, well.
He's no Johnny Lockhammer, you know.
No, fine. But then who is? You know, very few men are.
I know.
Sam Crane looking to kind of toe
Spencer.
drag and flip, but Slesser gloves that one up. Spencer sat on the
No, it
floor,
was just a shot.
appealing to the refs. I'm not quite sure for what, but obviously not happy at where he's ended up there. Still even strength, no penalties taken so far in this period. Both teams keeping it cleaner. Sky Park looking to spring the
got the-
breakaway for the captain.
Oh, I'm
Vaboom.
sure Verboom was offside.
It looked a little bit ropey to me, and I'll say that even as a homer.
Oh!
Vaboom takes a tumble. The
That
poke
was
checks from
Alex
Sky
being a homer,
Park.
by the way. Sorry.
Mikkel now dancing in, 1-on-2. The stick check is not there from Boucher. As the puck is cycled.
Bendel.
Found Bendel there. MB found Bendel. Sorry, how you pronounce that?
It's Bendel.
Ebdi.
Yeah, just call him the Rash. Or the artist. Because he's
Now shot attempt.
technically the artist, formerly known as the Rash.
Vaboom throws it wide. Boucher now going to work against Spencer down low in the corner. 2-on-1 is Alexis Boucher, the Quebecois representation for the Vikings.
I forgot we nicknamed Phillips 2 weeks ago, Posi Drive.
What?
That's the type of Phillips screwdriver, that's the star one. Yeah. Or a Posi Drive.
Now, see, I'm just clearly not DIY minded enough.
I can't imagine. I didn't
Okay.
imagine you would be.
Okay.
You're
That's helpful.
the guy that knows how to change the character's look on World of Warcraft. You're not a screwdriver
This is,
guy.
I mean, at what point can I just sue you? Is it libel if it's on a broadcast? I'm pretty sure it's libel if it's a recorded speech, so not slander.
It's not if I clarify it by saying I'm creating a narrative.
Creating a narrative.
To be fair,
Speaking of narratives, back to the non-checking playoff narrative here, where
did
it
you,
very
by
much
the way,
has
did you write
been
this lull into your book earlier on? Just wondering.
the script?
Yeah.
We thought
The second act would sort of bring the audience down, so they were full energy for the last
You have to work
act.
up to the crescendo there.
Oh, good catch.
Nice hand eye
Nice
from
shot.
Phillips, and Orr is not troubled by that one. Again, a lot of these shots just going straight centre mass here on both tendies.
Their positioning's very good.
But I think where we've seen them both get beaten, it was Orr on the wraparound, and then I can't remember actually, which was it was again. Slesser also beat kind of on a finicky move after she'd already dropped and followed.
Yeah, it was a deke.
In tight between the posts. Sean Harrington now skating hard, but
Yes, and
Matthew Preston unable to negate that icing there. Not quite enough velocity coming down the ice. A couple of chants coming in then for the Oxford supporters, who have switched sides of the ice for some reason. Didn't choose to sit behind the bench and cheer on their comrades from close range. This time though, Sonnino is racing in hard. What Preston couldn't do, Sonnino can. No icing called. Harrington looking to flip it out.
I take it you've adjusted that because it's sitting on your head quite high.
Some brief fashion commentary from Rambo on Nick's hat there.
That's my hat.
On Rambo's hat that Nick is now wearing, as Matt Preston going in 1-on-2, beats out Harrington. Crane looking to try and cut off the shooting lane. The trailing pass was let through, but through the crease. What are you going to throw it past? There are nets in the way, Nick.
Yeah, also that cost like 30 quid, and you've already spent enough this last 3 weekends, so.
That's right, Miller will cover it.
It's actually more the sentimental value of the hat. Anyway, that's enough about my hat.
Rambo's got a nice hat, is the kind of...
Can we also comment on the fact that there's a lack of imagination from the Viking supporters here? Where is the Viking clap? I mean, that's not imagination, but, you know, just, it'd be cool.
I mean, I think generally speaking, that is pretty solid interference off the puck, if you ask me.
The hand in the air, so the ref thought it was an accident.
Yeah, that's selling it a little bit, but Ulick not happy with that one.
No, and neither he should be, to be
No,
fair.
understandably so. I don't think that's too homer to call it that way. As Middleton dumps that one in for a potential line change. No, decides to stay on. Only one player change of the Stags. Not really able to generate too much of an offense off this. You're right, Rambo. This is something of a lull state now that we've entered.
Yep.
As neither team
You know what it is?
generates too much.
It's karma. We got Rob out the penalty box and sent a man wearing sliders down to do it. Wait a minute. Maybe we'll get...
Oh, Alexis Boucher almost for the kind of the no-touch pass off to Sky Park, but Sky Park just
Is that the
catching an
water
edge.
boy in number 12, is it? Bushy.
Is that what you nicknamed him? I don't
That's a
know.
water boy reference. Yeah.
Oh, but Boucher,
Oh.
he dangles, he dances, feeds off to Boomer, but Boom rings it round the boards. Caddis dropping ahead for Preston, but not too much.
Yeah, the Stags
I was just about to say, not many legs left on the ice that seem particularly happy about being there.
They look really tired. They'll be hoping that this ice cup finds new energy for them.
I think so. They're going to need some...
They need one of these gel pack things.
Yeah,
those
some
gel
protein
things.
bars in the break, a couple of Lucasades down them.
Not too much that they puke,
Well,
but
no.
yeah.
Preston taking his time. Defensive set.
Oh!
But he beats Kim Slesser over the high shoulder on the blocker side.
You can't put the goal in, just press play replay.
I mean, that was top shelf. Is this the shot? That was a different one. I don't know if we're going to be able to get a replay. Oh, we do. Oh, we do have a replay. I mean, that was something of a dead-eye snipe. And after the lull state, 10 minutes just about, or 9 minutes rather.
Oh, Matthew Preston.
Have we got, hold on a minute.
Up where Mama hides her
Live.
cookies there.
Oh, did we have a replay? I missed it.
Yeah, there was a replay. We'll maybe get a replay if there's another
Another
stop
lull.
where not much happens. Go offside.
Here comes Cowan. Stick lift. Someone has blown a tyre. Is that Matthew Preston?
It's Matthew
It is.
Preston, yeah. That wrist shot took everything he had left.
I think you're definitely right. There
He used his auxiliary wrister power,
feelings of
and now he's got no
flagging
power in
coming
his
in.
legs.
Johnny Sisokin going one-on-one with Cowan.
Oh,
Goes
Cowan's
around
not
Cowan,
normally that
has the trailing
lackadaisical.
help, and Johnny
Oh.
Sisokin just lifts it up and over, stick bangs the board in frustration. Gets a couple of oohs from the crowd. Someone's
That
gone
was
down
Sisokin,
hard.
that was Johnny Staggs down there.
Johnny Staggs and Johnny Sisokin.
You can tell that Johnny Staggs is the only player with a red helmet
Yeah.
on the entire game.
Battling for Johnny dominance. Does the winner get to keep the name?
Well, would Sisokin like to be Johnny Staggs? Oh, sir! Oh, sir!
Middleton taking exception to that. Boom just giving him a little bit of a face wash. The ref's coming in to break it up.
That was
It should-
very, very late.
It should by all means be a 10 based on the conversations we've had this weekend. Charlotte just tripping over one of the sticks there from Johnny Staggs. But it doesn't look like anything is going to be called. But the Stags very much not a fan of that, and understandably so. I mean, that was pretty late. But Boom goes over to apologise to Craig Orr there, who gloved that comfortably. No real issue on facing that shot. I mean, it's a goaltender's dream, really. Clear eyes on it from the high hash marks just inside the blue line. They are having a conference at just shy of the blue line here as the ref is chatting to Captain Caddis. He is calling something. No, they're just resetting up.
Send them out the zone.
Which, all things considered, is getting away with it very lightly. Even as an Oxford fan, that is, they've been very lucky to come away unscathed from that, because by all accounts, 10-minute misconduct. Max Springer in my ear with a very fair point. The less it's called, the more we're likely to see it, as teams kind of realise it's unpunished behaviour. I think we've got a whistle for something there. Is it an offside? Is it a penalty? Delay of game. I think it might be delay of game for a Stags player.
No, it's offside.
Offside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Constant vigilance from the play-by-play man here.
Just checking. Someone shouted delay.
Shade. Shade.
I'm so glad I have
that.
such a competent colour man to keep me on the straight and narrow.
I was finishing my curry.
It's truly a dream team. Feed up from Wilson to Phillips there. Phillips trying to clear the zone, but puck gets stalled out by Jonas
Oh,
McCall.
nice hands will get past one. I think Caddis is done.
Yeah, I think some of the Stags here definitely need some more gas in the tank. They are running critically low and some might say on fumes. Plenty of space for the D2D.
That is not what you wanted.
Possibly the single worst play that could have been made in that situation. Helmets come off. Kim Slesser. Helmets come off the goalie and very much taking exception. Some shouts from the Blues down in front that
to the goalie.
that's somebody's daughter, someone screamed. I mean, it did look like Kim Slesser was a little bit more of the aggressor in that situation, so she has done well to come away unscathed again.
Advice from official Mr. Andrew McKinnon.
I think
This
so.
is why I stopped being a linesman.
I'm a linesman.
So there's some words being exchanged now between the referees.
We're
and
having
not
another.
the captains.
We're having another UN summit about the most recent penalty.
So words being
Or lack
exchanged.
of
We're not
penalty.
quite sure what is being said, but both teams probably getting a stern finger wagging.
Naughty, naughty, very naughty.
Next time I might call something.
Next time I might call something indeed.
So
We'll
help
see
me,
how it
don't make me
sticks.
put my arm in the air because it hurts.
No, waved off. Johnny Sisokin and Jack Haynes racing to that one. Fed in front for Haynes, but Haynes stick tied up by Johnny Staggs.
Even
and
going
now
slow,
Preston.
we know what Matthew Preston can do. So,
Yeah, very much.
Oh,
It's almost the same move again.
well,
And now Sam
sorry,
Crane coming
Matthew.
back the other way has Johnny Hockey with him. Swept away is the puck. Johnny Sisokin, the penalty. Can't quite get it round. Wrapped in front. Sam Crane with the feet. That might have been a distinct kicking motion. It's being washed out. It's being washed out by Stanforth. Kicking motion it was. I had it right on the call. Distinct kicking motion. Now just looking at that replay, Rambo, it actually doesn't look like a kicking motion from that angle.
he can ask for the replay. He's got to ask for it though.
Yeah, he's got to ask me.
The refs have to ask for it, so we're saying, can we have that one more time? Can I ask for the replay one more
Yeah,
time
you pressed
for
play last year.
personal interest? But it looked like it was the stick rather than the foot. If we get the close up on the back cam, it looks
I
like
can't actually see what touches that, to be
Yeah.
honest with you, just
You know
from the
what?
angle.
You know what?
Stop having look.
I'm happy to support the linesman on that. If they haven't got clear, legitimate goal.
If it's not a goal, nice, and that doesn't overturn it.
No, I
it
don't
doesn't
think
totally
so.
overturn it conclusively. But that was a weird one.
I mean, I think the Vikings are going to feel a bit hard done by.
It's a penalty.
Oh,
So
I still need to get off his phone.
Stags 2 minutes for hooking. So that was the original delayed, the delayed penalty rather.
2 for hooking, Max. 52. 58, yeah.
Max, you get.
Max, did you get that, yeah?
58 for hooking.
For Stags.
New plot twist. Writers are building the stakes. The early denial, is it going to come back? Ben Verboom going between the legs of Charlotte Cramp there, the referee, to try and get something. A clapper from Alexis Boucher. And it looks like Sky Park knocked down after the whistle by Eunice Mikel.
Yeah, let's have another debate,
Let's
everyone.
have another summit, another conference. Max Springer in my ear with a very salient point. We do need some calls.
This is why Phantom Menace didn't work. It was all about the politics
tidy
and
it
not
up.
enough action.
Are we having Star Wars discourse right now?
Yeah, it was definitely in. The argument the refs have is they sort of got kicked in, and we can't overturn it on the thing because it doesn't show you conclusively whether you kicked it or it hit the stick.
That's going to stretch all the way. Icing, no. Waved off by the close referee here. Stags happy to just dump that one all the way down the length of the ice again. Changes coming in for Oxford. Boucher let loose on 4 of the Stags, but is going to get turned away by the first of those. That is
The rash.
Ebdi, to give him his proper
He
name.
quite likes the rash, by the way. This isn't like a. It's a compliment.
I just don't believe it.
No. When they went on the night out last week, everyone wrote the rash on his T-shirt. He seemed quite proud
That
of it.
seems misguided. Johnny Sisokin fires into one of the Stags, again into the second. Oh, a sliding.
Oh, that was a sliding challenge there.
I mean, that was a 2-footed slide from Matthew Burns, but
Joe Staten has
Shaken
just
off.
been at the Wednesday game and there was tackles that were cleaner than that. I tell you, that was...
actually, was that Sanino that went down on that? It might have been.
Yeah.
Very, very well taken from Sanino, and kind of got back up pretty quickly. Burns looking to try and chip it past him, but no, Sanino able to hold that one in and get some offensive zone time for the Stags in order to get them a line change. The Stags almost asleep on the bench, it looked like.
Lawson Glaspie said it was definitely a goal. As I say,
Oh, and Craig Orr.
it looked
has
like
the
a goal
glove.
up here. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to... That is a great shot block for Middleton.
I mean, both of the blocks on that play, pretty convincing.
Yeah.
Nick, I cannot be held responsible.
Buy them around. Wait, the Kings
Are they? I'm sure they wouldn't say no. I cannot be held responsible for the actions of the crowd.
Oh, that'll be a shot.
That'll be a shot. What are we at now?
10-all.
10? Hold on a minute. We were at 11 all going into the break.
Yeah, well, this is a
Oh,
period
sorry,
for this period.
for this period. So we're now
21 all then.
still even Stevens. Glasgow
Oh,
again with the
no.
better of it, and that's a deadly giveaway from
Oh.
Lucas Silverman. Slesser has the
Did you get that
sliding
one,
save
Rob?
across the grain. She just got a piece of it and was
pretty
lucky to have done so.
That defender was just about off her Christmas card list there, I tell you.
Yeah, Emma Walker-Silverman looking to try and make up for it, coming back the other way, but swiftly turned away by Preston and company. Vien's now looking to get the zone entry, is tied up by Eunice Mikel. Trying to find Preston up in front, but Preston just no gas in the tank. Look at this, coasting as Eunice Mikel goes solo, but nicely wrapped up there by Kim Slesser.
That was... oh, come on, Skynet.
Did they miss it?
Yeah, they went the other way. At least the backhand got it. See,
Skynet.
there's a lot... there's a lot... Rob's here. Nope.
There's some egregious circle jumping there by the looks of it. Through the legs of Sean Harrington, and Spencer actually picked his feet up there.
I'm kind of glad that didn't go in, because if that went in off his skate,
pretty tragic.
even though it technically was a goal, because Slesser was a bit lost as to where the puck was there.
Some very ropey chances here for the Stags that Oxford are kind of letting through unchallenged. Now with some momentum, but Haynes and Macaulay kind of doubling up on one another. As now
Ellis Pimborough-Jones has let the pad out for a save percentage, has been commented on.
Yeah. I told you, I mean, that's a hangover from last year's Nationals.
Well, maybe should have just shot that one through.
As now Crane with Sisokin. Sisokin having to really slow down to stay on side. Tries to find the feed, should have just gone for the shot.
Oh,
Sisokin finds the tap in.
I don't think they're going to miss that goal.
No kicking motion there, and Sam Crane with the most delayed pass. Surely not. Okay. I'm not sure what the boos are for. 28 from 18. I mean, Sam Crane with the most delayed passing you could really imagine, finds Johnny Sisokin, who whistles that one home. And we are once again even Stevens.
I like the way, in honour of that delayed pass, you kind of delayed your analysis there on the way through.
I was just waiting for the replay to come up. Oh, I'd forgotten about penalty shots. Oh no.
Oh, now you both jinxed it.
Oh, why have you? Nick's just put that on us. Okay, well, let's hope we can have a decisive victor by that
He's not
stage.
said it yet. Do you realise he's not said it yet? And the score is what it is. He needs to learn. It's tied up at Desmond.
Oh, the 2-2.
Hey, there we are.
Lewis Phillips tries to get the shot through, but
I'm glad Abby Owen made the joke she's made before I did.
Is that the most? I mean, they were put in YouTube jail last week for that.
Were they?
Yeah. Rob put them in YouTube jail.
Yeah, Rob, you've got too much to do at the moment. Forget YouTube jail.
I love YouTube jail.
No, Rob's always down for some YouTube jail. Here comes Zimmerman looking to find it. Can't find the far post. Is rung wide. And this is coming all the way out by the looks of it. Matthew Burns.
Camille Musetta says always blame Nick.
I don't think Camille actually knows which Nick I'm talking about here. So I think she means the Nick on the ice and not the Nick I have next to us in the gantry.
Excuse me. That was a bit
YouTube
nasally there.
Well, you know, there you go. Get it out of the system. Now with speed comes Middleton.
Oh,
Park
that was
dangling along the line. That could have been very easily
Middleton.
called for hooking.
Come on, Skynet, pick it up.
As now Ben Verboom with the
Here's
stick
Sky
deflection sets up Sky Park, has the shot, rings it wide, very wide indeed.
Stags will be happy to see that go out there.
Yeah, I think just a couple of one-shot wonders here from this Oxford offense. They need a little bit more concerted zone time. As Matthew Preston dispossessing Alexis Boucher, but stick checked away by Johnny Sisokin. That looked offside to me, and that's, I think, the right call there. I think the right call from the referee. Sisokin skates just a little bit ahead of the puck there. Rob's back with the Metro Stars jokes. Max in my ear says, enough. Always blame the tiniest Nick, even for other Nick's mistakes. I mean, so far Nick's been keeping his nose clean.
Nick Ivor's not exactly tiny. It's like medium-sized.
This is great now. The commentary banter has moved away from me. It's been deflected onto other members of the committee. No, no.
Just remember, Oxford people, if you're not upset that he's going to Cambridge people will be upset at how much he's supporting Oxford here.
There's no winning. We are not letting the men's Blues anywhere near the mic for fairly self-evident reasons.
Yep.
It is before the watershed, and they cannot be trusted.
That's brilliant.
There's even more bullying taking place in the gantry. As Eunice McKell weaving in, trying to go all the way around the back. Tries to get the wraparound, the fake wraparound to then cut the speed and try and tuck it close side.
Oh, man.
Almost had it.
Used every bit of his length there, but just not quite enough.
Need a bit more curve.
Yeah, come on, Rambo. Even Max is calling you out on phrasing on that one.
Sorry, everyone, I didn't hear it.
Shot blocked by Jack Haynes there, diving in front of that Eunice McKell shot. As now Jakubulik looking to try and clear the zone. Nick Chang working on the boards. As Cowan and Addis.
I just saw that ball fly past there. I wonder what was going on. I don't think they caught it on the live stream, but there's kids playing with a ball in the stand.
Cowan looking for the stretch pass, but Caddis taking the change up, so not going to find it. Ebdi now working in alone.
Oh no, that was wanted to play that behind. Ebdi was ready for it. Oh, I can argue a bit of interference, so definitely offside. That one we'll give him. Okay, he was shooting it in the act of.
There it is.
He was in the act of this as they went offside.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, no, we got the replay. 57 seconds left.
As Spencer's coming over to have a quick chat to the refs.
Another conference.
What's going on?
Here we go. Here's another.
We seem to be having conferences with everyone except the captains.
So we can be in the conference later.
Yes, and if today you will give him one of your sheep in exchange for that shot after the whistle.
I don't know if they were told to go and take a message to the bench or if they were told something else.
I mean, it's fairly obvious. Don't shoot after the whistle. I mean, it's not a difficult.
Was that what it was?
I mean, and you've had your warning surely now.
Yeah.
Who's Sean and what's Waterfalls?
Sean is Sean Baig from number 88 from the Oxford Blues. And I suspect this is probably in reference to the slightly less lucid Vikings A varsity commentary.
Instead of the rivers and the lakes that you're used to.
I don't know what that means, but here comes Johnny Hockey.
Oh, he got away with it.
Sliding dive.
Yeah, he did well not to take out Johnny Hockey there. Johnny Hockey probably a bit too honest. He probably could have went down there.
Sam Crane with a chance, has the trail of Boucher,
almost
tipped in. This is an absolutely mega shift here from Blue Helmet. What is
Sammy
the number
Cowan.
there?
Sammy Cowan.
Is it Cowan?
Yeah, it's Cowan.
Monstrous
The
performance
Swiss
on this
Superman.
Shift. Everyone's
And literally
falling
off
over.
his feet more than he's on his feet.
Yeah.
And there we go. So the shot count was 17 on Glasgow, 10 on Oxford in that period in the end.
So it sounds like Oxford had a more
Yep. So we now have an ice cup.
dominant offensive performance, but still score tied at the Desmond, the 2-2. And that replay is inches away from being tipped in by the Stags' own player there, but done very well to keep it out.
The statistics are just really wrong.
Please don't kick off the statistics. I can't even say statistics.
It's ball with the goal and get ran at the other end.
It's all well and good. That was not a penalty on the point around the goal.
No, it wasn't.
No.
The goalie slashed look at the tail.
So you asked for an Oxford Blue during intermission, but we got the next best thing, and we got Peter Dostal to talk to us. Hi, Peter.
Hello.
Hi, Peter. Peter, a proud Cambridge man. How do you feel about people crossing the Oxford-Cambridge divide, Peter?
I mean, when they cross it towards Cambridge, it's nice because they cross on the good side, you know.
Do you think is that levelling up?
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah.
And what do you make of the game so far? You enjoyed the playoff game? Pretty close?
Yeah, it's been pretty close. Yeah, I think it's been a lot closer than I expected, to be honest. I think the Vikings are playing really well.
And what do you expect for the third period?
Probably the physicality will probably go up a bit, not gonna lie. I think it's been quite a bit physical already. But as a non-biased fan, I hope Stags win.
you hope Stags win as a non-biased guy? And who should Alex be cheering for based on his imminent move?
Well, you know, since he recently betrayed Oxford and moved to Cambridge, it definitely should go for Stags as well.
Right, okay, well I'm going to let you go, Peter, thanks very much.
Thank you.
We're just on the wind-up here. Turned off. Right, okay, we brought you Cambridge, I apologise, we did, okay, we did. But we looked for Shanbig and he's went to Subway, so I apologise. I'm sure that Alex will get him up here in between a nice cut later on and I can have a chat with him. How about that?
That will not be happening.
So I've only got Oxford up. Here's the only Oxford player I say is Michael Drobney, and I think that's too dangerous. Maybe I'm creating another narrative, but it's not true. But I can't see any other Oxford people. I'm apologising. Yeah. We'll get them up. We'll get them up later in the live stream. I promise.
Well, it depends how far they get in the tournament. If they're making it all the way through, then they probably have to stay focused and shouldn't be messing around with shenanigans.
Oh, that was just one replay. I thought it was a replay montage you were getting there.
Oh, that'd be great if we had a montage.
Yeah.
Can we get that in for next year?
How's the? We used to have one, but
oh, did we?
Yeah, but it requires people to be here. To do it, you can't do it remotely so easily. It saves them all up, and then you can press it and it just replays through all.
Ah, the highlights of the day.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if current form continues, Glasgow will take a go-ahead goal, and then Oxford will equalise it with less than 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, I mean, that seems to be the tail of the tape for the first two periods. And they've played a lot of hockey, the Stags, today.
Yeah, they're doing remarkably well, all things considered. Like, given the amount of exertion they've had to put in against, you know, arguably stronger teams in the, well, kind of provably stronger teams than the Vikes A today.
I don't know, that Vikes A team you had last week was pretty dope, to be fair.
That is true. I mean, just looking at the roster discrepancy, rather, or I say discrepancy. Some changes have had to be made based on availability and yada yada yada. Greenspan and Jess Fung both out. Other than that, it's pretty similar.
There's Greenspan is a big miss.
Bobo Koivula as well.
He wasn't here last week either, was he?
No, he was out on illness, unfortunately. So it was just Fung and Greenspan missing from that previous weekend's lineup. Although Greenspan, I gather, a pretty handy point scorer.
Oh, he was unreal last week.
I'm just going to grab up the stats and see if we can trawl through. But I mean, looking at the stats there, Johnny Hockey at the top of the table, Jonathan Sisokin, followed by a UEA player, Brandon Newson, then Jacob Greenspan, with Samuel Crane and Emma Vians both featuring in the non-checking Tier 1 Nationals kind of all-time points leaders.
Or weekend top points.
Yeah, sorry. With Kimberly Slessor recording a perfect weekend, 100%, 1.0 save percentage, not letting a goal in all weekend across.
Saves though, and you can only save what you shot. You can only save what you shot, what's been shot on you.
That's very true.
But that's a big team stat, that those shouts and that.
Yeah,
that goes
I mean, this is actually slightly deceptive because there were another 2 games that I'm not sure had stats properly recorded. So she had 6 games worth of shutouts across the weekend.
Yeah, there was a couple of wee gremlins in there.
Yeah,
I think he was dragging over.
Get Greenspan back from Italy. We had it on good authority. He's been lent out to the Toronto Maple Leafs to help them in their playoff push.
Nah, no one's going to help with that.
They'll be
Maybe they need to get their
beyond
Zamboni.
saving.
Maybe they need to get their Zamboni driver
Let's
back
get
in.
David Ayers back. Number 42, Leafs legend, David Ayers. Or, sorry, I should say Carolina Hurricanes legend, David Ayers.
Okay. Who's that? The goalie?
Who? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The guy you literally just mentioned.
Yeah, I didn't know his name.
You didn't know? What do you mean you didn't know his name?
I didn't know his name, I just didn't know he'd done cool things.
He did do some cool things, to be fair.
Yeah, yeah, Joe, don't use that terminology for a slap shot.
Can you tell that Joe is somewhat newer to the game than some of the other YouTube commenters?
He's very keen, though, isn't he? He's quite keen, and clearly with what he wants to do for your training, he's very keen, but that's neither here nor there.
I'm not sure that we have an appropriate risk assessment in place for that. And that sounds like more paperwork on my behalf.
They need to bring out the Oxford Riot Club here in the next period.
You keep referencing that. I'm
It's
not sure.
a terrible movie.
No,
I don't know why.
I know
I
what
don't
it
know how
is.
I watched it to the
I
end.
just don't
to
know
be fair.
what you mean by it.
They need to create riot for the other team. Wreck the place. Tear it down.
There are no goals scored against the Vikes last week. Yes, Joe, that is what we said. But I'm glad you're keeping us honest on the stats, which we've already got correct.
What?
Just a brief discussion there with the refs about the...
Incidentally, that conference lasted less time than the rest of them.
that was the fastest one they've had so far. Just confirming with the refs what the procedure is if there is a tie at the end of regulation. There is no overtime, no golden goal, but straight to penalty shootouts.
Yeah.
Of which the format will be best of 3, in which each team must use a different shooter for the first 3 shots, so no one can repeat within those 3, and then after that it's fair game. You can have the same person go as many times as you like.
Do you see the autocam? Do you think that it's just following the Zamboni because there's no players? Or do you think this is almost like Autobot surveillance?
It's lost track of it now.
It's just making you think that it's lost track of it. It just likes to get the turns, to see how he does with them.
Is it tracking him through centre ice now?
No. It stops.
No, it's given up.
It sort of stops for a second and then it goes, wait.
Oh, it's coming all the way back.
Yep. Oh. It's missed a turn there, it didn't get quite in the corner.
I mean, some nice Tokyo drifting going on here from the Zam driver. I am slightly sad we don't have the rowdy Birmingham fans from the first weekend who would cheer every time we went past.
That's what I'm saying. Division 1 doesn't bring out the nut jobs the same way as the other ones do.
I think you mean the passion fans.
No, I mean that with the greatest of terminology.
Respect.
Yeah, respect. Yeah. I'm not sure I can read that out of the stream from Abby Owen, but it's quite funny. Abby Owen's a goalie as well, right?
She is, previously of the Women's Blues, this year in her second alumni year, so only challenge eligible. Currently playing for the Oxford Midnight Stars, the women's team, the women's city team.
I think we played them last year in the Bristol tournament.
In the, oh, I thought you meant at Nationals.
Well, yeah, we played Oxford at Nationals last year as well.
Yeah. I mean, surprisingly similar story this year and last year in the Women's Nationals. Oxford losing in the semi-finals to Steel Queens, who went on to win the tournament.
Yeah.
So almost a carbon copy.
So the main question is, Rambo, are you going to win it yet?
No.
Yes, we are.
Shouty goalie here for vibes and to bully everyone regardless of team.
That's the community spirit we want.
Yep. It's Abby Owen. Come on, give it to Alex tight. Come on. Tell him off.
Sorry, what?
Well, that's a Scottish expression for like wind someone up. Yeah, I wasn't being horrible there.
I wasn't quite sure what to make of that statement.
No, she's fine. Don't put Abby in. You can put anyone else you like in, but Abby's actually our best commentator. I just hurt my hip there.
Oh, Rambo's just strained himself.
Yeah.
Can I ban Joe Smith?
Why do you want to ban Joe Smith? Writers were lazy for the women's weekend, reused old plot lines. I mean, they're on a tight schedule here. They can't be charged with being innovative every time.
Give him the horn.
That is not the phrase, Rob.
There it is. Give him the
Do
horn.
you remember the old pot noodle horn adverts? Does anyone remember those? Give us a thumbs up on the chat.
They were before all these people were born.
Back when adverts were adverts. And
You shot me? No. It's my start.
what is it with Mac?
I don't know, he told me.
Well, you can't back check it. You can't walk downstairs now.
He's already stole half my chocolate cake.
Hey, Rambo, you don't put on skates, you're not allowed to trip. I saw it in the chat today.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Camille says ban Joe.
It definitely wasn't me.
I'm slightly disappointed at the lack of Stags fans we have in the chat. It's
Ready, watch this. Bye, Joe.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, I think there
this
might just
Joe
be a
being
vocal.
YouTube
I think there just might be a vocal minority here. There are
Yes.
a few. No, sorry, a non-vocal like group. That's what I meant to say.
silent majority,
Silent
perhaps,
majority. That's the one.
being shouted out by the
Well-
raucous Oxford fans.
Well, Drew Meyer's definitely on there.
Drew Meyer's been
Next favourite
Travelanche is back briefly.
Travelanche is from the. He's a.
It's UEA.
UEA, yeah.
Warmed up, they haven't chicken to go.
Yeah.
Glasby,
Yep.
Glasby dropped in for a brief interlude.
Basically, I think.
Oh, there we
based
go.
on
Drew
Drew's
Meyer's
comment,
back.
Yeah. Drew Meyer's comment basically was basically we're all here, so everyone's at Oven Chicken's house for dinner. And
Oxford neglecting to send the centre to the face-off circle.
what
Jack
is it?
Casey-
How so? Drop the
What
puck.
are you doing?
Drop the puck.
Oh, they were waiting
Drop
for the net. That's reasonable.
fair
Reasonable.
enough. I'm going
There we go. There's some Stags fans in the chat. We're a quiet bunch.
Marie Galloway.
That's all right.
I'm watching Megan Thiessen. I don't think I met Megan Thiessen.
I'm watching on my TV, so no comments. Very fair. Well, glad to have you on board with us anyway, as we head into the
Who's
third
the guy?
and final
Who's
period.
the person that came on just to tell us that? I like that. That's commitment to letting us know you're there.
That's what you need, though. It's for the team.
And old McCass killer's on here as well.
Now it looks like Matthew Preston has found some fresh legs on him because he is
Yeah.
moving with a lot more kind of.
Yeah, his energy bar was low
Energy,
at the end of that period. If it was Mortal Kombat, they'd be shouting, finish him. Almost at that point at the end of the period, but he seems to be recharged now.
Boucher now trying to weave through too, but is dispossessed.
Oh, Sissoko.
Sissoko just walking the line ever so delicately between onside and off.
I
That
reckon
one is going to get sent
Sissoko-
all the way down.
Sissoko could be an all-star for the not for this weekend, obviously, because they're not playing. But I reckon he could have made the international all-star team.
Oh yeah, I mean
Yeah.
we haven't really had an IAS for some years now, have we?
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah, once Vlad done that one move, that just cancelled the game. And then when we made the international all-star women's team, when they destroyed the GB women's team, it wasn't such a good look. And then there was a year that GB men's kind of were a weird mix.
I think this is all before my time, really.
Nah, we'll get it back going.
Yeah.
I want to bring back skills competitions.
Marie Galloway's on there.
But only in tier 3, right, Rob?
Yeah, only in tier 3.
There we go. We got some Stags in the chat now. Some Stags fans.
Yep.
Bit more vocal.
Is there any Vikings fans out there? Apart from Abby Owen, because that's the only person we know so far.
Any of them that aren't already in YouTube jail.
Did you put it in
Ooh, is
YouTube
this-
jail?
Hold on. No. Spencer now to the
Spencer.
box.
I'm not sure what it's for. Too many men. Okay.
Too many men
So
called.
did you get the penalty?
I got it, mate. No, sorry.
That's the second that Stags have taken this weekend. I rather suspect that they will not be particularly happy about it.
It's also on the wrong side. Just leave it.
Sam Crane now with the feed from Johnny Sisokin, looking to hold the zone. Johnny Sisokin able to pick up the trash in front. Oh, tries to
great
flick over the
short-side
blocker.
save.
I think Orr does have that, and a dive in from Cowan as Jack Haynes.
Cowan seems to be just like
Cowan
flying
seems to spend
at
more time
everything.
off their feet than on them.
Yeah.
I mean, very deliberately, with purpose a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Some gentle bumps there from Crane to
If anyone is
Craigor.
going home during the summer, watch the roads in case he's on them in Switzerland. If anyone's going to visit.
Or just slides off the mountain and into your windshield.
Just more the fact he just seems to, if you're in his way, he's not going to overtake, he's going to scoot up.
Oh, that's an incredibly tight angled shot, and the net just pushed off its
slidey one there.
moorings.
That was that. Yeah, that just slipped out, that one.
So I think we'll just take it back there 10 seconds. Another face-off. Same time, same place. Well, 10 seconds on, I guess. Almost a carbon copy. Not quite able to work it out to Sam Crane as Jack Haynes, but Matthew Burns with the slap shot.
good
Craigor has it all the way. Good eyes from the goaltender there.
Three shots to. I was just about to say to love there. What are we playing? Tennis.
Beth brought that up earlier. She was like, if after they get the puck out for a delay of game, I'd love it if the refs just said, new balls please, new pucks please. Now Johnny Hockey working behind the net. No Michigan. Matthew Burns with time with space.
Block from Sammy Cowan.
But Cowan again just
Sammy
coming up
Cowan.
very clutch.
By the way, has anyone realised the one thing we haven't done for the last period?
You tell me.
There's no trophy or beers down there.
Oh, good.
So,
Well, that'll be a mad dash at the end of this then. I am also not going to tell him that Max said that. Burns now racing back to his own end. Still 45 seconds left on this Oxford power play. A couple of solid chances, but nothing sticking yet.
you can tell Rob's getting into the standing as well. Look at this.
Yeah, standing the court like a lot last week.
Yeah, it's good for you, isn't it? It feels better as well.
It means I don't miss penalties this week as well.
Emma Vians with a chance, fans on the shot, but a chance for some
no.
chaff in front of the net. There's the wrister!
It's a goal!
And it's co-captain Jakub Ulik with the wrister from the high slot to pop the water bottle of Craigor and put the Vikes up in front. 13 unassisted. Too much chaos in front. But the Vikings will certainly be happy about that one. That will have put a smile on the face of number 13. They are very slow to this line change with no defense.
Just as Dave put up the poll about who's winning this, the Vikings take the lead for the first time.
Jakub Ulik getting it done there on the power play. So did actually manage to make good use of it. Sky Park hounding down now. Eunice McKell and Kim Slesser able to swallow that one up nicely.
82% of the people think that the Vikes are going to win this.
Well, that's
with
because
a
he put it
fair
up just
number
as
of
they
votes.
scored.
There's like 6 different ways that people have got Jacob in this chat now.
And I think none of them are right.
He tries to get it back to Sanino. Sanino scored.
Let's go Vikings. Some more fan support in the chat there. Foot race. Nick Chang racing Cowan for it. Refs are going to let them play.
But Cowan maybe should have played the puck though,
Rather than the body, but hasn't worked out
Sanino.
too negatively. Sanino coming with speed
Nice
back the
guy,
other way.
Sanino.
Stick check.
Shot!
Oh, well blocked there from Alexis Boucher.
See, I'm now hoping the Stags score because I really want to shoot out.
Why would you say that?
Well, because Nick ruined it anyway, so it doesn't really make any difference now.
I think some more members
Spraslav.
of the Vikings fan club have arrived. Jakub Ulik just pushing that one back towards Kimberly Slesser there for her to stall the play out, get a line change. Big shovel backhand there.
Taking
Yep.
this with me just in case. 4-4, I'm telling you, 4-4.
The reason we have to have a shootout is because we can't split the trophy because it costs us so much. So sawing it in half is just out of the question.
It's just a waste.
Yeah.
Johnny Hockey looking to get the zone entry, drops it off to Jack Haynes.
Does he call himself that?
I think Weevil started calling him
that's
that.
fine then.
So it's not a self-inflicted moniker.
Yeah. You can't do that either.
No. It's reserved. That
Zimmerman
shot there,
that wide.
finding wide from Zimmerman. Sam Crane up and off the glass. Did well to avoid another delay of game as was faced by co-captain Alec earlier on.
Okay, I was just looking to find something. He's got
Beautiful stretch pass ahead. Preston, again, I mean, we've seen some serious legs on him earlier in the day, but
I'm not sure how much legs he's got left.
No. Ben Verboom looking ahead for the pass, but couldn't quite get a stick to it. A gentle collision there in front of the Stags bench, with Alexi Boucher now looking to work some stick magic. Feeding off to John Angus Macaulay, working it in deep now, is Emma Vians behind the post, or behind the goal. Stick ripped out of her hands. I think
they just skated into each other.
Yeah, I think that may have just been a hang on to your stick
she
more
went
tightly.
And got her stick. She ruined
Bendel on a 1-0, but can't corral the puck in time. Kim Slesser drops in top of that, and I believe the Stags player accidentally collided with captain Verboom.
Well, I think Verboom actually introduced them to Kimberly there.
Yeah, I think helped along.
Yeah, why do people hit people towards their own goalie? I'll never understand that.
A little bit of a delay on the line. Have we just had another conference there?
We might have had another conference there. What are they talking about?
I'd love to be a fly on the wall. We should get our refs mic'd up more.
We've done that once before though, and because you can't switch their mics off, it's really, really annoying.
Walker Silverman now breaking free. As Phillips goes to work on the boards against Spencer, supported by Cowan there. Walker Silverman with it now, drops it in deep, and Sky Park trying to win the foot race against Cowan. Cowan staying on his feet this time round. No more sliding tackles just yet, but some seriously nice defensive work from Cowan with them kind of lying down on the ice. Good feet from Johnny Staggs there to seal up the short side. Johnny Staggs looking for the outlet pass, tries to find Caddis, just goes a little bit wide there. Sean Harrington for Oxford, able to chip that one up the boards to Sky Park. Sky Park looking to find it, caught in the ref's feet there, linesman and ref.
Cowan.
Might have been a little bit of a late slash there. Cowan now walking in.
Just wait until the player comes and then move it out the way.
Staggs going to have to take a hasty retreat, and Caddis kind of long way in the zone there.
Everybody got a bit of a hit from Sisokin after that.
But even saying that, it's still remarkably disciplined, all things considered, this game.
Well, say this period particularly.
Yeah, nothing getting out of control. I mean, maybe the conferences have in fact helped.
Well, I'd hope they'd count for something, to be honest with you.
Here comes Sisokin once more, has a trailing man, tries to hit Haynes in the slot, but can't quite make the connection.
You needed a left-hander there.
Yeah, being on the offside there. And that is going to be coming all the way back to the Stags' end. 3-2 is the Vikings' lead now. The first time they've been ahead in the game, trailing every period and catching up by the end of it. This time they've got the go-ahead goal, scored by alternate captain, co-captain, Jakub Ulik. Boucher staying on his feet, staying with Sanino. Kim Slesser's read the
that
move.
That almost ended up in the back of the net.
And that's well held there by the Oxford defence. And Sam Crane with the poke check to spring Sisokin free. Sisokin working, goes forehand, backhand, and it's all day long for Johnny Hockey. 28, I think it was actually assist from 18 there. Sprung him loose in the neutral zone. Oh, okay. 28 from 5 is given. Just getting a confirmation as to 28 from 55. I don't think they have a 55 rostered, so that's definitely not right. 28. That's fine. It wasn't 25. Anyway, Sisokin manages to add another point to his tally here. That might be the hat trick.
It is the hat trick.
That is the hat trick for Johnny Sisokin. No hats being thrown down onto the ice from Nick. Nick has walked off somewhere and left the hat behind. But you've got to imagine this will probably swing the momentum fairly heavily into Oxford's favour. The Stags, I mean, they were kind of gassing out in that second period.
I wonder if they'll maybe regret not bringing a couple more B-teamers down. Or guys that played last weekend, just to give them fresh legs for a couple of shifts.
Slesser just
And
dropping on that one.
Slesser in goal to beat as well, which isn't helping.
Yeah, tough ask. She has dived on top of that one. Some very aggressive slashes. And I think that's Johnny Hockey starting the fight. Some very aggressive slashes.
I think it was Verboom in the number 4.
We don't have it might have been Verboom 7. That was Captain Caddis. Some very speculative slashes on the glove after the whistle had already gone, which clearly did not sit right with the Oxford team.
I think they've got to say one or two of them.
So there's a bit of argy-bargy. There's a cross-check from Matthew Burns.
Before we get there.
It's only Caddis that's going.
That is possibly 100% wrong if 4 or 7 for Oxford don't go.
No?
That is a
Burns.
shocking decision. Yeah, he has to go to the box.
It's got to be the cross-check, surely, if not the roughing afterwards.
Well, to be fair, he's lucky he's not going out of the game because he did punch him.
2 minutes for slashing. 2 minutes for roughing for Matthew Burns.
Yeah,
2 minutes for slashing there.
His lucky stars, he only got a rush. And I
Caddis.
actually think Verboom could have got a roughing penalty.
Yeah,
as well.
I mean, the second man in, I feel like that's always a... Or is it third man in is the penalty?
Third man in, but yeah, still.
Well, I guess second man to a one-teammate party.
Here's a conference.
Conference is taking place. We have had the fight for the plot, so the writers are really ticking off all the boxes here.
Is his name Byrne and not Burns? Is it Burns or Byrne?
I can't remember. We always just call him Burnsy. I think it's Matt Burns.
I still. Did you pick that up? Was it you or an E?
Me?
Yeah.
What did I do?
Well, you're saying it like a Scottish person would say Burns with a U.
As opposed to what? Burns with an E. That's what? What are
Did
you
you
talking
not hear
about?
that?
Well, Burns with a U is still
Yeah, it's the same sound.
The phonics is you are.
No, it's Byrne.
No,
Yeah, that's only if you're
I
Scotch.
got a dog. It's not called Bernie, is it? It's called Bernie.
It's got Bernie.
Yeah, exactly.
You are.
No, but for
It's
someone
an
from
ER.
the South, Rambo, Bernie.
No, her name is Bernie.
Oh, I'm so confused.
Well, that's
Anyway,
that's
other
Back to the game.
than puppy name discussion, some goonish behaviour has taken place, and they've been sent to the sin bin.
4 on
think
4,
about it.
which I actually think, based on balance, probably favours the Vikings in this one.
I think they've got the legs for it, really,
Yeah.
haven't they? They've still got. They haven't really been pushing all weekend in terms of cardio. They've had a very leisurely drive up from some of them, as Boucher tries to find the top shelf on the backhand, but can't quite get it to stick. Now Ulick and Boucher on the back check. Matthew Preston has trailing help. Is he going to go by himself? It is stick checked away, or poke checked away rather, by Alexis Boucher. Sam Crane tied up with Eunice McCall. And I mean, that's very far offside there from Boucher, but manages to tag back up and heads to the bench for the change as Jack Haynes.
He maybe wanted to just wheel that because Matthew Preston looks really out of it.
This is the thing, though. Even though Matthew Preston is looking very tired, and justifiably so, he's still skating faster than a lot of the Oxford backcheckers.
It is a U, by the way, for Burns. Just so we know, it's U.
It's not.
Well, he's just said it's Burns.
Yeah,
I'll
they're
be willing
lying
to
to you, Rambo. Do you believe everything you read on the internet?
Yeah.
That's on you.
Yeah.
Matthew Burns, E.
So it's, could you pronounce it Burns then?
I don't know what you want me to do. The sound is the same for
It's
my
not
accent.
the same.
It is.
Enunciate, young fellow. Project.
Is it not Bones? Rob is now chiming in to really stir up the discourse.
Yeah, the Stags look completely done.
I mean, if the game was now still tied up, or even if they had one in, they'd possibly be looking a little bit more feisty, but you've got to imagine you're now just under 10 minutes left on the clock. You're 2 goals in the hole.
Yeah, and based on what we've actually seen in them in the check-in tournament.
Full strength.
Yep, 5-on-5 hockey again. Caddis, though, he's had a 2-minute break, and he picks up the puck.
Some fresh legs coming the other way then for the Stags. Shoots that
That's
one.
gone wide.
I mean, Slesser would have liked to have that one safely nestled in the glove, but job's still a good one.
As long as it's not in.
Well, exactly. Cowan looking to work on the boards, but
probably keeping the puck alive is helpful though too.
But Boom in alone does get the stick tied up very nicely there by the Stags defense. Viens looking to try and find the short side, but tucked away in Orr's equipment there.
Yeah, it's just a break.
Just a pop out there of the Oxford goaltender glove, but no harm, no foul.
You know what I like about Vian's setup? The white cage. There's not enough white cages these days.
I think that's from her time in possibly college hockey in the US.
She's played college hockey in the US. That really surprises me.
She still has the bag, I think, so it's always easy to tell when she's in the room.
Oh, nice play by Aitken though.
Johnny
Staggs tries to find the one man who might have the legs to do this.
Empty looking for the feed in the slot, but taken away. And now the fast feet of Boucher going to work, setting up Park. Park taking a more leisurely pace with it, as Cowan looks to separate from that puck, going all the way back down. And it's actually Caddis going to win that foot race by some margin. In with two Oxford defenders, finds the trailing man for the feed. Unfortunately, Aitken unable to jam it home and can't find the far post. That was really a golden opportunity for the Stags there. Unfortunately, they weren't able to convert, and Ulick set up in front, able to disrupt that play in the slot. Now coming back the other way, going alone, has Phillips with him for support, but Eunice Mikkel able to take control of this situation. Bounces it off the boards there. Not even D to D, skips the D, goes straight to the winger, looking for the stretch pass to break out. Here comes Sonino. Sonino flicks into the waiting feet of Harvey Wilson. Sonino versus Wilson. Wilson gets the better of the two, but now swings back in Sonino's favour. Looks to find the feed in the slot once more. Emma Walker-Silverman doing a great job of tying up Ebdi, and then Lewis Phillips for the clearance.
The Vikings are very aware of how dangerous Mikkel is.
I think so. They've got a pretty good read on it. Craigår catches that one up high, lets it loose. Phillips, I think, expected the whistle, but enough time to give his teammates space for a line change. Sam Crane able to take this one, waits until Johnny Hockey's back on side. Sisokin, Sam Crane with a nice little hand-eye play there, tipping the puck forward. Now bodied up by Sonino. That was a very delicate, almost placed the shot onto the waiting stick of Craigår.
You can tell, by the way, that this period that the Vikings have started to get on their ascendancy. 12-4 the shots in favour of them.
I think so. I think that's the cardio coming out, isn't it? They haven't really been asked of much this weekend, whereas the Stags have been playing some pretty intensive checking tournament hockey. Sam Crane getting tangled up by Sonino off the puck. Very nicely done by the defence. Harrington now, with time and space, has Preston in as well as Zimmerman.
You can see how tired Preston was there. He was breathing out his mouth as he came down nice. And don't blame him at all.
Burns now looking to find the setup, goes D to D for Harrington. Harrington, traditionally a forward, started as a defensive player, then moved to forward, then back to defense based on some kind of roster sizing decisions this year. Viens breaks free, feeds for Boom, but for Boom catches an edge and is unable to make that one stick. Again, Stags looking for the long outlet pass. There's Captain Caddis. Has Sonino in with him.
Nice move.
Very nice toe drag, but the skates of Vian's able to slow that one up. Preston going to the corner.
He's so tired he's not moving his feet whilst he's doing this.
Yeah, and look at this.
He's not
putting the body on. I reckon in an even matchup, Sonino probably has the measure of him, but Ulick using his size very well there, especially against the tired Sonino. Oh, sorry, Preston there in the corner.
Cowan.
The old chance of we're a third period team have finally resurfaced.
Yeah, I'm just going to put it out there, Joe Smith. I know that you're new to hockey, but if something's split in three, it can't possibly be the third half. it's basic fractions.
Has he got to Brooks?
If you said thirds, I would have been fine with that. I would have been okay. I'd have accepted that. I feel terrible. I feel like the catch range. It's good, but it's not right.
There's the comments. The comments have come in.
Forgive Joe, he's not a step. We will only goes to the Brooks.
You should do an Oxford U versus Brooks game.
I think we have done a couple of Brooks v Books scrimmages.
Brooks v Brooks.
That is the famous battle cry of Oxford Brooks is Brooks not Books. Oh, that was heavy head contact there. Jonas Mikkel.
It's not
sat Emma Walker Silverman down.
We would want to check on Walker Silverman.
I think she is.
That
she's
was
already
a heavy
taken
hit.
No words exchanged. I think that was a heavy headbang down on the ice.
Yeah. I think.
I did suspect that it might be that, but you know, I didn't want to interfere.
I know, but it created a great narrative that for everyone on the stream for a moment.
Emma Walker Silverman, I think, may just take a moment on the bench there to recover after that one. Well, actually, she's already stood up, so
I think she should probably not play the rest of this game, though.
It's possible. Johnny Hockey splitting just about everyone. Craigo with a great diving save, turned around. This is 180-degree goaltending.
Somebody's broke Craigo. He's facing the wrong way.
That was fantastic. Very innovative. We haven't seen that before.
Do you think he was being he's saying the concept of irony, or is it or because that's not ironic when you say the wrong thing. I really don't think. That's just warming you up for the Alanis Morissette.
Oh, there it is! Sam Crane off the feed from Sisokin. There was an initial kick. There was an initial kick to set it up, put it on his stick this time. Not going to get washed out this time round.
55-51.
18-24. 24 was behind him, so it was 18-28. Yeah.
28, and it was 55-51.
Sorry, Alex is going to have to load all this into the system.
Oh, God.
So I think that might be the straw that broke the Stags' back.
Oh, I've just realised that
Or
I'm
the,
going to have to
or
see
the gun that killed Bambi's mum, if you prefer.
I actually don't prefer that, Rambo.
No, that's pretty grim, actually.
Emma Vians with the shot on. Craigo able to stop that one up. But Vians going for seconds. It looks like Cowan breaking free of Matthew Burns, but Vians is able to catch up. Oh, Burnsy just catching this the puck in his skates, rather, as now Matthew Preston looks to power on past Sky Park. Held in very well by Sonino, just on the line. Matthew Preston just tirelessly, well, tired in fact, but still grinding up and down cross ice.
Now, the Stags will not give up, it's just how much their bodies can give now, is the question.
Well, with 3 minutes and 20 left to go and a 3-goal lead, I think the Oxford Vikings will feel like this one is pretty much wrapped up, pending some major shenanigans of the kind that we know they are capable of, based on some of the giveaways that have gone on already in this game.
They just look completely done.
I think
Which
they are. I mean, the
is
fact that
a
they
real
then
shame.
still have to. Their next game is at 10 o'clock, so they have got
There's some time, but they've been on the go a long time as well.
recover.
That's
Only 2 hours away. Yeah, that's what I was doing. And 24.
Stags now with some chances in front, but still being turned away here by the Vikings. Oh, Nick Chang with what was ostensibly a hit, but I think not going to get called for anything there. Oh, Alexis Boucher did not mean to catch Craig Orr there.
the water boy.
I think sliding in, Craig Orr's made a good recovery. I think Boucher did not mean to catch him there, just caught an edge as he was coming in on the play.
I think, to be honest, none of the Stags are actually awake enough to be annoyed now.
I mean, Craig is clearly not best pleased by that, and it's a tough one as a goalie because, you know, anytime someone runs you for whatever reason, you're incensed, and quite rightly so. But unfortunately, I don't think there was all that much that could have been done to avoid it. But he takes that shot from Sisokin very nicely, not too phased.
If shenanigans happened like last week at the end of the game,
All right.
we actually get on video. That's sexy.
He's played it down. You've
I
not
wonder
put
if
your
the
mic
refs asked him to play it. Because I know they have a couple of times in the previous tournaments, but the goalies have not quite complied with instructions sometimes. Final 2 minutes now. Stags very much do or die time, and I think the tiredness is really sinking in. There is a shot off from Middleton, toe save by Slessor.
You have to think that for the Stags to kind of won this game, they really needed to get ahead and try and sit on the lead.
I mean, which they did for a good majority of it, but unfortunately just weren't able to get a goal ahead.
A one-goal lead against this Oxford team. And
unfortunately for the Stags, that is
and then you're
seeming to be the
Kim
case.
Slessor in goals. It's not, you know.
No, I mean, she won't be feeling great about the two that went in, following her perfect weekend last time out, but
they were good goals. So.
I think they were good goals, first of all, and you know, she's realising that it's a strong team, so those things do happen. No shame in that, and I think if they come away with a win, she's not going to care that much either way. Denver Boom now with a chance to clear long, has Viens and Macaulay in front. Zimmerman trying to tie up, Ebdi also going to the wall. And that's just played out by Mikel to Sanino. Sanino with trailing support from Ebdi. Sanino in one-on-one, one-on-two.
Well, could have been a slashing penalty on him.
That may have been a bit of a potential hooking, but...
Well, the Stags have pulled.
Pulled the goalie. Very stiff pass back into their own end. I think there was... They're now not quite sure how many they can have. They've only got
instead
5.
Of 6.
I think trying to avoid the too many men.
Now they've got 7 on. But in this is great banter for the Stags here. They're playing the hokey-cokey with the bench. Enjoying
10
themselves
seconds left though. The 6, the 7, whatever they want to do. We've just had an offside called with 4 to go. Are they going to bother putting Craig back out, or are they just going to keep 6? I think at this point.
Max, he went out with 30, so his on ice time is 59.30.
No, he's coming back in now.
His on ice time is 59.26. He's 59.
And in the dwindling seconds, if we can get the clock back on. And that is a fairly convincing win there for the Vikings A, who will take they've won everything they can this year. They came top of the division table, they've now won the playoffs, they won their Nationals weekend in Tier 1, and they've won their varsity match against the Cambridge Narwhals. It's a clean sweep, it's all coming up Vikes A. Commiserations to the Stags though, very well played and very strong showing from them. I'm going to have to run down and join them on the ice, but very well played, and I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did, Rambo.
That was a good game. Feel for the Stags. Feel for the Stags after the legs have gone. Made a bold decision to come in to check in, and also have known they had to play this playoff game. But they come here, they fought hard to the end.
They fought with grit the whole way through.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to go join them downstairs. I shall see you later in the commentary box.
And then Oxford, of course, good for the win. Been successful all season, you can't take it away from them. And there's some really tired looking Stags coming round there. Yep, some well-played Stags from some of the Oxford fans as well, and I think that's probably fair. This was excellent, excellent final, as I say. Stags look completely spent. Good final as well. Not miles apart. There's nothing worse than when a final's miles apart. So there he is. Oh, I think the autocam can just get the top of Rob's head there. Marie Galloway said they did it so BUIHA memes could create more content. I did enjoy the BUIHA memes this week. I don't know if anyone's seen it. Nick looking at me with a wry smile, like, of course you did. Sammy Cowan, the player of the game for the Stags in that one. Unorthodox to say the least. In some of his defence, but great defence. even muted in the man of the match celebrations there. Sissoko wins again at the man of the match. He was hat-trick plus at least one assist. Kissing the Carlsberg. If you taste the Carlsberg, trust me, you won't want to be kissing it. It's, if only the players had 4 legs like the Stags do. And that is the victory dance for the Oxford Vikings. Max has got all the details of the game written down. We will get that online. The main thing is we know who won, we know sadly who lost. And that was an excellent final, so thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. The stream will cut again before we go back to the check-in nationals. So come back on the YouTube channel. There'll be a couple of photos and stuff, I'm sure. And we'll be back with you probably in about 20 minutes or so. Okay. Thanks for watching, guys.